Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a little set collection auction game called Nidavellir. Nidavellir is a game from GRRRE Games. I'm sure that joke's been done before. It plays 2 to 5 players, 30 to 45 minutes, and that's probably 45 minutes is on the extremely long end. This game flies. You're going to be looking at more like 30 minutes. It's really fast. So what you're doing in this game is you are trying to collect different colored warriors. They all have different names, but these are minors, I believe. Nope, orange is minors, but you're trying to collect different color cards to score the most points, and you're doing that through a little blind bidding mechanism with these coins to try to outbid other people so you have first dibs at each of the characters at the 3 taverns. If you get a certain number of characters down in front of your tableau, you can recruit some heroes to come and fight your battles and give you even more points. I kind of killed the theme. I'm sorry, that's what I do. I kill theme, but even despite killing the theme, let's go down to the table and see what this game is all about. Alright, so here's a game of Nidavellir, all set up for 3 players. Now, on this table there's a whole lot of stuff going on. It makes it look like it's a complicated game, but it's really not. So before we get into that, let's talk about setup. To set up, you're going to build this little coin treasury here that's going to have all the additional coins that you'll be able to acquire throughout the game. In a different amount of players, there's going to be some taken out, but so this is the setup for a 3-player. You're going to give each player a player board, which is going to look like this. It's going to have a place for tavern 1, 2, and 3, and a place down here in your coin bag, which I'll get to in a minute. Each player will get a gem, a crystal here, which I've randomly dealt out. And in a 3-player game, we use gems 3, 4, and 5. And then each player is going to get the following coins to start. You're going to have a 0, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Everybody has the same stuff except for the different gems. Now, there's also some hero cards, which you can't really see back here, but let me pull some up for you. So there's some hero cards that are going to give you some special points and ways to acquire them at the end of the game, or at certain points in the game. And this is one set of them. There's 3 different sets. There's this set. There's some brothers that are going to function like a set collection piece. And then there's two heroes for each color of card, and we'll get into that in a second. Then you're going to shuffle the age 1 cards, which are going to have the 1 crystal on the back. Take out any 5-player cards if you're playing with less than 5 players, and then based on the number of players, that's how many cards you're going to flip up here to get started. And I've done that. So now that's enough talking about setup. Let's go ahead and talk about the game. Now this is going to take a lot of table space, so during this playthrough I may slide these over and focus my majority of my time on this character here, but I just wanted to kind of show you how everything was here for at least a couple rounds so you can see how the game works. So on your turn, at the beginning of every turn, where you're going to flip that many cards, you're going to see which cards you're going to be bidding for. This is going to be a bidding and set collection game where you're trying to have the most points at the end of the game, and each of these different cards are going to score in a different way. So each of the colors are going to score in a different way. So let me show you. So if you look at the purple here, it's going to point to a number on the purple section of this board here. So 1 purple card is 3. If I get another one, it's 7. It keeps going up like that. So that's how they would score. Now, green, there aren't any green out, but they're going to function the same way. So if this is a green card, it's going to function based on where the banners are pointing to the green side, which is basically the number of cards squared for the points. And this is the Fibonacci sequence. You know, it adds 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, all that type of thing. The blue cards are strictly going to be worth the points on their card. That's it. Nothing special, nothing crazy, easy to understand, blue. The orange cards are going to be, these scores are irrelevant. It's the number within the banners times the number of banners. So if I had these 2 orange cards at the end of the game, it would be 3 points because there's 2 plus 1 times 2, so 6 points for having those 2 cards. Now, the only one I haven't talked about is the red one. The red one is pretty self-explanatory as well. It's going to give you the score that's inside. But whoever has the most banners, which means the color here, the actual banner that's the color, will get to score their highest coin again. At the end of the game, all your coins will score, So if I got the 25, I would score the 25, but if I had the most red banners, I would score that 25 again to score some points. And that's the gist of the game. And then there's some cards like this that are just basically gonna let you add 3 to a coin, and I'll get into what all that means right now. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is everybody's gonna place coins down on their board to try to determine when they're gonna pick high in some of these taverns. So I'll go ahead and focus on this one, and I'm gonna randomly do the other ones just so you can kind of see what would happen. So I really wanna go first here. So I'm gonna put my 5, that's my highest coin here. I don't really care about this one. I'm fine with any. So I'll put my 0 here. Then I'll put my 2 down here. Then I'm going to put my 4 and my 3 down here, and we'll explain why that's important in a minute. And I don't know if you can see that, so I'll move the board up when I come to that point. All right, then we're going to randomly do some stuff here, and let's shuffle. Again, everybody else will be picking, but it doesn't really matter unless I just don't want to make sure that the 0 is, okay. The 0 is not down in the treasury here. So let's keep that one. All right, so we got here, here, here. All right, and then 2 down here. All right, then what we're gonna do when everybody's ready, we're gonna flip, starting with tavern 1, we're gonna flip. So this player bid 5, this player bid 2, and this player bid 0. All right, so now higher number gets first dibs of the card. So I'm highest number, so I'm gonna take this purple one. Then it will go to the next player. In this case, the 2 is the next one. They'll take what they want. They're gonna take the blue one. And then it will go to the last player. They get to take the final card, and they have a 0. Now, when you have a 0, that's going to reflect the cards that are down in your treasury area, which I don't know if you can see, but you're going to have 2 coins left every time. They're going to be down under your bag. And what's going to happen is you're going to flip those 2 coins. You're going to be converting these coins into better coins. And the way that works is you add up the number. So I have 5. So I take the 5 out of this stadium over here, and I get rid of my highest one out of the game. So now I have a 5, another 5 to bid with when everybody else only has 1, which is good. And that's that. Then we go on to tavern number 2. I got a 0. I'll go ahead and slide mine up so you can see the treasury piece, since you didn't really get to see it before when I do it. So there's that. Then they have a 0, so they'll be doing theirs as well, and a 4. So this player gets to pick first. They're going to take this one. So they're going to take this card. They're going to add 4 to any, or 3 to any coin that they want. And they're going to go ahead and do their 2 that's down there. So they're going to turn their 2 into a 5. So the 2's out. And they're going to take this another 5. So now they have an additional 5. Then I'm going to go to me, because I have a 0 and they have a 0. The crystals break ties. So I get to do my 0 first, so I get next pick. I'm going to take purple. It goes under like that, so you can kind of see what's going on. And then I get to convert my number. So I'll flip these down here. And then I get to add mine together, so I get a 7. And if you can't take a number, you get the next highest number. And then I have to get rid of my 4. And now I have my 7. And then they get next pick. And whenever there's a tie for a number, the crystals switch. If there's a 3-way tie, the middle person would keep their crystal, and the bottom and the top would switch theirs. So it's going to help break some more ties. So I'll slide this down because you saw the coin thing. We don't need to go with that anymore. But this player gets to convert theirs, and they have 9. So they get rid of their 5, and they'll take a 9. All right, then we'll do the third tavern. Same thing. So they have a 5, a 3, and a 2. So this player's first. They're going to take an orange. I'm trying to show you why that's important. Then it'll be this player. They're going to take the red. And then I'm going to take the orange. All right. So that is the end of round 1. Then what we do, we pick up all of our coins. We would refill the cards here. So there'll be 3 at each one. So there'll be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, and then that's a good one. All right. I'm not going to keep playing because that's how the game's going to keep going. But a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Let's slide these over because I want you to see something here. So say I'm focusing on this guy. I have these purples and this orange. I get a green, a red, and I would also get a blue. I'll steal this guy's blue. And I also had this blue, okay? Whenever you get all 5 of the heroes in a row here, you get to take, or all 5 of the cards, the color cards in a row, you get to take a hero. So I can take any of these heroes I want. I could take a brother, which will look like this. Basically, the more brothers you get, the more points they're worth. I could take any of these special cards that I kind of showed off earlier that are going to give you some points and some kind of special power. Or I can take these cards back here. There are 2 for each color to try to boost up the points that I'm going to get. I think I'm going to do that. So I'll take this orange one right here. It'll go down here into the appropriate orange column. Now I'll have 3 times 4 for orange, which is a pretty solid set of points. Now, if something would happen and I would lose a card, because some of those cards, when you take, you have to discard a card, I can never get another hero by filling in that first column again. It's always number of heroes plus 1. So until I fill in the second column, I cannot take another hero. So that's that. The next point of clarification that I want to talk about is when this deck runs out, this is arrow 1, you're going to do some house cleaning and give some majorities away. So whoever has the most banners in red, remember banners are the colors, is going to get to add 5 to one of their coins, which is pretty cool. Whoever has the most banners in orange, so at this case it would be me, would get this crystal right here that's worth 3 points. It never has to get traded, so if you have a tie, you never have to make it, you never have to trade it with anybody. It's yours forever. And that's that one. And you always put your card over here in the command center here. If you get the majority in blue, you get to take 3 cards from the Arrow 2 deck and keep 1 for free. So that's pretty slick. If you get the majority in green, you get to switch out your 0 coin for a 3 coin. It still does the action of the 0, but it's worth 3, which is pretty cool. And if you get the majority in purple, you get this purple hero right here. It's going to give you 2 additional banners to score some more points. And then you're going to keep going until you play through all this deck. You're going to add up the points, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So points are cards, any other things that you had. So this crystal would be worth points, and then any heroes that I had that would score points, and all my coins are worth points. And if I had the most red, I would score those points again. And that's how you play Nidavellir. Let's go up the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Nidavellir. First off, I want to say, man, if this game would have come out it did come out last year, but if I would have played this game in 2020, it would be in my best games of 2020. It's that good. So that's a little spoilers of if it's going to get a seal or not. Should be no surprise that with a praise like that, it's going to get a seal. But so little spoilers up at the top, but this game's from 2020. Probably one of my favorite games that I've played from 2020. So all that out of the way, let's talk about the game. So what you saw in this game, it's a set collection game. Effectively, you're trying to collect the different sets of the colors of cards to score a pile of points. And they're all going to score in different ways. Some of them are going to be straight up points based on what the card is. Some of them are going to be squares like the green one. Some of them are going to be the Fibonacci sequence like the purples. Some of them are just points, but they're also going to let you score your coin again, which is really cool. So you're trying to determine which path you want to go down to play your game to try to score the most amount of points as possible. Now, the gameplay is pretty straightforward and simple, but let's talk about the production of this thing. So you saw that this thing takes up huge table space. And it's a pretty small box. I mean, if you look at this box lid, this box is not very big. This is smaller than a Ticket to Ride box. So it's just a card game, but it takes up a lot of space. And let's see why. Let's look at the production of this bad boy. So let's look at this thing. Now, we have coin bleachers. So you saw in the game, you're going to be upgrading your coins a lot. So you're going to be getting rid of your starting coins and getting better coins, because if you can get to 25, it's going to be worth 25 points at the end of the game. And it's going to make it possible for you to win the bidding at any of these taverns, because no one's going to have a higher coin than a 25. So you're trying to upgrade your coins, and you want to do that from this cool little coin bleachers, which is cool. It has an actual name, but I've already killed the theme, so why not just keep going? Now, Also, like I showed you before, all the heroes have card stands which came with the game, so they can be displayed so you can see what you're going for when you're playing the game. That's amazing. And I also want to talk about these brothers. Look at these. All the brothers are basically the same character, but they have different hair and different features. That is awesome. Not necessary. Didn't have to be like that, but it is, and that's amazing. The art in this game is fantastic. It's black and white pictures, so it really lets the color of the banners pop on the game, which I think is cool. And the cards, the artwork just looks really good. Like, I have no complaints there. I know artwork is subjective, but I really like it. It looks nice. You know, some of the cards are going to look a little different. So here's a couple purples that, you know, they're different characters, even though they're the same color card, which is pretty awesome. I enjoy that. This player board, completely unnecessary, but it's awesome. It shows you what you need. It's got the place out here to put the coins for when you're converting. It even has artwork on the back, which I didn't even notice till right now. That's really a nice touch. The crystals, they have the numbers going both ways. So if you're sitting across from me, you can see that number. If I can look at it and still see that number. Coins are nice cardboard. They're not super thick, but they're also not super thin. I enjoy that. And these things, all these do is just show you which tavern you're bidding on. But it's a nice touch. I like it. So the production of this game, top notch. I have no complaints at all. None. Even has this little marker right here, which I didn't really go to in the playthrough, but if there's a tie, the highest crystal resolves the tie, and then they swap. So that's just a little reminder. I don't have enough good things to say about the production. It's amazing. Amazing. I've played it at 3 and 4. I haven't played it at 2, and I haven't played it at 5. But 3 and 4 are incredible. Incredible. They both played equally as fast. Because it's all simultaneous, basically. You're revealing and then you just take turns drafting a card. The longest part of the game is when you're trying to decide which hero you want, but that's not every turn. That's, you know, at minimum every 5th turn. So, you know, it's not like it's bogging anybody down waiting for them to take a hero. It adds 5 minutes to the game. Big deal in a 30-minute game. So 4 and 3 players are amazing. I can't wait to play it at 2 because I have a friend who played it at 2 and said it gives you the same experience, but you get more cards and more turns, which is always cool to me. And 5, I see no reason why it wouldn't play well at 5, because like at 4, it's the same thing. There's 5 cards, so no one's going to get shafted out of a card. You're always going to get a card. And yeah, it might be a little longer because you have more people fighting for heroes and stuff, but again, 5-10 minutes, big whoop. So man, I love this game. This game is incredible. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I know I'm late to the party as per usual because I never play anything that's new hotness. So that's just what it is. But I wanted to cover it on the channel because I like it that much. And I'm going to give this a BGM accepted seal. This is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4.25 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So, Nidavellir from GRRRE Games, GRE Games. And I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.